And we're back. Hello. Welcome back to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 23. Yes, I actually figured out which one it is correctly this time. I didn't mess up. I'm pretty sure I didn't mess up. 23. Yes, and we're back. It is Monday, aka Upper Body 1, aka I figured out the name for it before I even did this one. Metal Gear related. I'm going with Vulcan Raven Upper Body Day. So that's going to be the subject of today's. Not really, but just kind of. Reasoning because I figured out what I'm going to name Friday, which will be revealed for that video later this week. I will do that. All 4 days now have names, random kind of names that kind of make no sense, but I like calling them something, you know, just to have some ideas coming through. So I will say each day has its own name. I will discuss more of each of them on each. Today's workout is named Vulcan Raven after boss from one of the more interesting bosses from Metal Gear Solid 1, because that was one of my favorite games of all time, 1 and 2. He, in the video game himself, Vulcan Raven, the character he was like a native Alaska person, and he had tattoos all over the place. He was also giant and ripped and also walked around shirtless in the snow. So that's why I decided to go with him, because I was like, let me do the most jacked character in Metal Gear, because I was thinking about calling it like Solid Snake, but then I was like, nah, a little too on the nose, a little too lame, or like Big Boss or something like that. But I was like, nah, it's a little too on the nose, like I said. So Vulcan Raven seemed like it was like, it's a reference. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't type deal. I like it in that sense. It was something that I just thought of. Also, he goes down this weird speech during the game right before the boss battle between him and Snake. It's a pretty interesting speech about like Alaskan ear pulling and like the respect that you have for your opponent and stuff like that. Very, very weird, but good. Vulcan Raven will be the name of today's workout. So it'll be Vulcan Raven, blank, 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 and then blank, blank, blank. So I will actually, no, I already did talk about the other one, Vampire Killer. So it would be Vulcan Raven, then spoiler, then Vampire Killer, which I'm going to keep Vampire Killer because I can't think of anything else for the second upper day. And I looked up, well, I'll talk about it more on Thursday. And then Friday will be spoiler. I don't want to say what's Friday is. But today, feeling good, feeling great. Haven't done this day yet, so I'm going to see how this entire thing goes. Looking at my schedule of how I'm supposed to do this day, it looks like I'm going to be on the bench for like half the day, like one of the adjustable benches. I'm not necessarily against that. It's just more of a like, oh, okay, I'm going to be the guy that's going to be on that spot for a while, which is fine because I'd rather be on one of those since there are multiple of those at the gym. I'm just excited to try everything and see how I feel after today, you know, and also see how long this takes. Because right now I'm going at around 9:30ish, so we'll see what time we get out and stuff. I have to do a bunch of stuff after this. We'll see how long this all plays out. Overall, I'm feeling good. My legs are a little sore still from Friday, which is fine. Didn't think I was going to get unsore by then, but I think the soreness is, since I'm going hard on lower body on those days, I'm feeling it way more and stuff. So especially days after, which is perfect. So I also feel like I'm growing slightly, but I also could be just seeing more definition because I am losing weight. Currently down about 3 pounds after the first week of dieting, which is about what I expected, since like 2 of those pounds are at least my water weight and other factors like glycogen and stuff. It was expected, so we'll see. I want to keep up the pace, so 2 more this week. You'll see my progress every Friday, like I said before. Those who've seen it, thank you. I appreciate the compliments because I'm trying here. 180 hits though. That'll be interesting to see. I've not seen my body that low before. Well, maybe once, and when it was going up, and then never again. So we'll see it again. We'll see it again soon. So looking forward to trying this out, since this will be the first full week of doing this. And the hunger has been hitting at night a lot recently, but I know that's just a feeling I'm gonna have to get used to, so it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's gonna have to be something that I'm gonna have to just deal with until like March, and then I'm like, all right, I can stop dieting now. If I just deal with it for the next 2 months, it'll be over before I know it, instead of having to drag it along. When I come back, maybe I'll think of something that we can talk about today. I don't know. I will see you on the inside.
So on this day, we start off with Skull Crushers. Actually, it was not what I wanted to start off with on this day. I wanted to start off with dips, but the station where the dips handles were being used, so I couldn't use it at that moment. So I decided, all right, let me start doing all of the free bench stuff. So I started with Skull Crushers. These are from the arm day. I kept them in. Looking at it, I'm actually glad that I'm seeing it from a third person perspective, because I can actually see that the dumbbells go right where I want them to. I started at the weight that I normally do. I plan on going up quicker on these, so the weight should be getting heavier and heavier progressively. So that should be that. Very looking forward to keep doing them. They feel great. Then we go supersetted with shrugs. I kept these as well. I was going to do them supersetted with spider curls, which I do later, but I just decided to do these now since I had the chance to, and I wanted to take advantage of the fact that I had this bench near the shrug machine. So I wanted to take advantage of that. These still awesome. Stupidly, I did not do enough weight on these. I actually ended up doing 20 pounds less than I normally do. So I was like, these felt easy. And then that's why. That's because I went too light on them. But then you live and you learn, and I know next time I'll just go up immediately in weight. So that was great. Then we have pullovers, which are amazing. 10 out of 10. Very happy with these. I was hoping to do these later in the workout because I wanted to smoke my back a little bit using lat pull down and the seated machine row. But because I had the bench already open, I might as well try to get these out of the way since I already was on the bench. I did these felt great. I think overall I like these a lot for the lats. They're probably my favorite lat mover of all. It does feel sometimes weird with the neck harness around my head because I sometimes hit some of the rings with it, but it also saves me from hitting my head too, because there have been times where I hit my head with the dumbbell and there are other times where I'll hit the harness instead, so it kind of saves me from a little ding. Which is nice because it has happened at least more than I'd like to admit. And it was a tough set right there. I was my lats were cooked already, but we're more cooking for the back in a little bit. Then we have neck extensions. I actually put for the camera to follow my face because I wanted to see what it would look like, and it just kind of looks like it's like going back and forth. It's very weird. I don't know if I like this motion. I probably won't do it again, but these were a little tougher than normal. I went up in weight, so there's 5 pounds instead of the 2.5. Trying to progress on these as fast as I can. Well, not that fast, but still as fast as I need to make progression. I do feel my neck has grown bigger since then. I will do an entire video about measurements and all this other stuff and my fitness journey so far. I will do that, but in a later date. That will be probably sometime in a week or two because I want to do it, but a little tied up right now. Finishing these up, I will say this, after this set for the next few days, my neck felt cooked, but on the third day, which is today, felt great. Feels like it's back to normal, feels stronger than before. Then we go back to spider curls. This I didn't actually superset with anything because there was nothing really to superset it with. At this point I had done shrugs, so I was just gonna focus on these by themselves. I roll up the sleeves just because I like to see the biceps working, and I thought these were a lot easier than they were before, and I think that has to do with the fact that I also added the preacher curls earlier in the week, so I think that helps out a lot on this. Obviously the two are probably going to carry over on each other and help the biceps grow, as well as they both feed into each other synergistically, and they're both far apart enough that one is not going to affect the other. Overall, pretty nice. It's been a while since I've done these, so it's nice to bring them back. Here I'm doing a little bit of an extra post-failure reps and then an isometric hold for a little bit, then toss it on the ground because I'm an asshole. But luckily I always try to be like, all right, nobody's around, and then pray it doesn't hit the camera. Here we have dips. Dips I personally love. This was tough. I trying to aim for 30. I got up to 14 on the first set. Second set was I think 10, and I think I hit 8 here, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I have to look at the footage. It was tough. This is the main chest builder I have in my program for now since I got rid of the bench. So it's pretty good. It's just tough. Very, very tough, and trying to get as many reps as possible is a taller task than I thought it would be, especially after getting burnt out after the first set. Next up here we have lat pull downs, which I have not done in quite some time. It's been like maybe since 2019, maybe since I've done these. It's been forever. I think I did them maybe when I started going back to the gym back in 2020 before I could start doing pull-ups, but I don't remember. I honestly it's been forever. And I tried to go really slow with these, especially on the negative there, just to let it pull my lats as much as possible, just pull all of my back up with them. They felt great. night. My back was extra cooked after this, and I still had one more back movement after this. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be tough on the back. But so far, it was all worth it. My back feels fine after a couple of days. Just needed to let it recover. And also the pull-ups have not been too much of a factor. It's more of just like a blood flow thing, and also just practice. Headphone fell out right at the end, of course, because that's always what happens right when these things happen. It's like, why? There was seated machine row next. I didn't want to do these back and forth, actually. I didn't want to do these back to back, but I had no choice, and I was near the end of my session, so I had to just do them back to back. Realistically, I wanted to separate these a little bit further away from each other, as well as the pullover, just so my back a little bit of time to chill out a little bit and not be as cooked. So I think I'm gonna probably do one of these beforehand, and then later do like a lat pull down a little bit later in the day. I'm gonna have to rearrange the timing, but obviously the dip station being used at the beginning really put a damper on the rest of the ordering of the workout. And then finally here we have cable lateral raises, brand new exercise that I added to this day, replacing the Egyptian lateral raises. Replaced it with these because I don't necessarily have to lean with these, and this has the best overall force distribution. There you go. I was looking for that word. It took me a minute to remember. Because of this, because it's a cable, there is equal amount of weight being distributed from the bottom to the top, so it's all equal. It's equal curve. There you go. And I bought these cuffs off of Amazon because I was like, ooh, let me use cuffs. Although I do need to bring a ball to try it the Jeff Nippert style, because he says holding a ball makes you feel it even more in the delt. So I want to try those. These felt amazing though. My delts felt cooked afterwards. I'm looking forward to seeing how this might help my overhead press, because overhead press is been about the same weight for a while, so I want to see how these go. But you know, this is the first step in building those 3D delts right here. I'm looking forward to doing this a lot. I really liked these. My delts felt really cooked and smoked after these. I had to do them both unilaterally, so one side at a time, which is fine. Since this was the last workout of the day, I don't mind doing that. And at this point, they weren't too crazy hard. They were just, it was more of a getting used to it type of deal right there. And then I just did some partials at the end just to try to milk out a little bit of extra. I messed up here after the little partials at the end because I kind of let the wrist take me over to the end, and that was not good. I should have held it and then slowly brought it to the machine. I kind of like flung it, yeah, and that was not good.
And we're back. So today was a great day for the first day of doing the Vulcan Raven upper body workout. It was very nice, very quick, out before noon. Could have gone a little bit quicker, but messed up on one of the things, and I could have supersetted more. That's the better way of just saying that. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Feel great, excellent. Upper body is cooked beyond belief. Feel great though. Nothing hurts, nothing is too sore. Everything got hit from the upper body. Back got hit a lot today. I just realized that, so I might have to switch something out for somewhere else, but at the same time it still feels good. It's not too bad. It was overall pretty good. Vulcan Raven for the first time, pretty, I will say, if I had to change anything, I'd put lat pull downs maybe on my lower body day, just to like give my back a little bit of a break today, because I already have 3 movements for the back, so I can have it 2-2. But at the same time, it wasn't too bad, so I'll have to wait and see how I feel tomorrow and then just see how it goes. But for now, it's not too bad. A little too much volume for the back, but at the same time, it's pretty good. Feels great. Like right now, my back is cooked in a good way. I wanted to take this little bit of a time that I have before I have to go somewhere to talk about something that tickled me a little bit on the inside when I was in the locker room right now. So it was about 3 kids, I would say no older than 20, I would say. 3 kids, and they were just sitting there in the locker room talking about, they were waiting for another guy, and then the other guy started talking about creatine and stuff, and then like bulk buying creatine and then the pre-workout and stuff like that. And it tickled me a little bit because I was like, wow, these guys are worried about like how much creatine they're getting and stuff like that versus what are they working that day, you know, what's going on with their workout. Like, it's funny to me that to still hear certain things, like one of the guys was saying something along the lines of like, I think it's like you need 1 gram of creatine per 10 kilos that you weigh or something like that. And I'm like, isn't there a limit of just 5 grams and that's it? After that, it's all useless because your body maxes out at 5 grams after a while. And then they were talking about the preloading stuff, which also isn't a thing at all. You don't have to preload creatine at all. So that's another like, wow, these things are still being misrepresented in the fitness industry, which is insane to me that this is still going on. I cannot believe that, like, even just hearing it in the locker room like that, I'm like, wow. And then it got me to think, I'm like, do I step in? Do I say something about this? Do I let it go? What do I do in this situation? And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm gonna let wolves lie, if that makes any sense. I'm just a guy who goes to the gym. I'm not a person that should say anything in that situation. But at the same time, I'm curious to hear what you would think about that. If you knew what they're saying is just not right at all, is there something that you would say is the question. Obviously, it's also the combination of, would you say something? Would they listen? Who knows? But at the same time, it's kind of like you guys are worried about the stuff that in reality doesn't matter. It's maybe 2% of what really matters, you know? Not only that, but you're also wasting a bunch by doing like stuff like the preload. So it makes no sense to even do that. That's just literally for supplement companies in order to make you buy more of the product at the beginning of it. That's it. That's all it is. It is astonishing to me to see that things like that are still prevalent in the fitness industry. So I think the next episode, I was struggling today to figure out what I was going to talk about today. It's just going to be Vulcan Raven. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to talk about something that I didn't think I was going to talk about until later, but I do have a little bit of a car ride tomorrow. So tomorrow's subject will be about all of the things that are terrible with the fitness industry. I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that because there's too many things that piss me off about it, and I got a little bit of a car ride, so I can make it a little bit more of a podcasty. As for today, Vulcan Raven, excellent, 10 out of 10. Would do it again, can do it quicker, can add more actually. I was thinking about this. I could add a little bit more bicep work and a little bit more delt work in place of the lat pull down or the seated machine row. So I will probably add a little bit more, switch it out a little bit. This is still in the beta test, but I did enjoy today. Felt great, went by like a snap. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. I'm very excited about it because I will have notes most likely. I will try to look at my notes quickly. I'll have them in giant markers so I don't have to look too bad in the road because I will be driving, or I'll memorize it. Who knows? Well, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.